lights are out, you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Doing great tonight, man. I'm looking forward to this championship races. Phoenix is one of those places that just brings the heat, so to say. I know it's later in the probably November-ish area on the sim, but it opens up the door for massive amounts of excitement, especially in the championship atmosphere. People cutting that dog leg and using even the apron through turns 1 and 2 and everything like that. So I'm looking forward to this race here tonight.
Go ahead and carry on. There we go. All right. I did the intro with my mic muted or off actually. So hey, so I'm Chris Murphy here with Jordan. Jordan of the Night's intro there. So we got qualifying wrapping up here. So Sim Racing Media bringing the championship of the Gunr4sr Xfinity Series here at Phoenix, as I said earlier that you didn't hear. But so far on the pole, Christian Charbonnet Now, Christian's only ran a few races that, as far as I can find in the stats with Gunners, ran 4 races and won 4. So look for him to be strong here tonight. Your championship drivers here going to be Nick Snyder, Eric Scher, Kenny Thompson, and James Yerger. We've got them highlighted on the leaderboard here in green, so you keep track of them all night long. And we are going to get racing here real quick. So already getting to the grid qualifying wrapped up. We'll see if we can pull up the grid here for you once they get going. So I've seems like I've been doing quite a few races here at Phoenix, very popular track to end everybody's season on. Jordan, what do you think that? Why do you think that is? Everybody likes to come to the desert.
I think a lot of people like to try to stay to the realism and follow, the IRL NASCAR schedule. We got some people that'll skip around and bounce around and, for their own place to do a championship. But, Phoenix seems to be the default, as that's how IRL NASCAR ends its season. And, see a lot of Homestead next year, getting to go back to Homestead, Miami for the 2026 NASCAR playoffs. So I think we'll see a upswing in Homestead there. So it's just trying to keep to the realism.
Yeah, Phoenix is pretty interesting. I grew up in the Phoenix area. Used to go out. I'm going to age myself as I tend to do often. I used to go to Phoenix and watch Darrell Waltrip, Carroll Yarborough in the late '70s. That was in Rich. I've seen Richard Petty run around this racetrack, but it's a much different configuration now than it was back then. That that they moving the start finish line kind of into what used to be the middle of turn 1 and 2 is just a little odd for me to see the way this track is laid out. But the drivers seem to really like it.
Yeah, it's definitely different, and I mean, it also gives for those exciting starts and restarts that we see, where we see them go 5, 6, 7, 8 wide. We saw 7 wide in the IRL Truck Series with Corey Heim going all the way down to the wall, almost clipping the wall, and I think we'll see some of that here tonight, especially with these 4 championship drivers all within 3 of them just separated by a position each, and then of course the James Yerger going to look to try to make up as many positions as possible here on the start as well.
So we've got just a few minutes over. It looks like we're going to get rolling here. So we're going to bring up the scrolling grid here for you.
Going to have Christian Charbonnet on the pole with Zach Bailey in second. Shane Huffman in fourth, and this is Patrick Desalarnier and Rupert Thompson in row number 4. Ty Smith and Eric Scher in row number 4. Sorry about that. Row number 5 going to be Todd Cray and Chad Ashley.
We're going to get back to row number 6. It's going to be James Yerger, one of your championship drivers, with Rob Charbonnet sitting in the 12th spot. In the 7th row on the inside, David Carmeret and Reggie Packard going to start in the 14th spot. Back in row number 8, Reginald Harris and Ryan Philbrick. Starting back in 17th and 18th, Chris Vickery and Richard Lovelace. And that is what. And then rounding out the last car on the grid was Bryce Diovera, but I don't think he's going to take the race. And we're going to go green.
Yeah, you see right there already diving down into that dog leg. Everybody kind of takes it, except for the 93 there. Doesn't take that dog leg down. See if anybody uses the apron through 1 and 2. No one venturing down there quite yet.
It's Chris Charbonnet right there out in the lead, start on the pole, going to get the early start. Zane Bailey, Nick Snyder. Oh, Nick Snyder gets tucked behind from Rupert Thompson, the 15 car, and then he gets another shot in the tail. The 99 around, the 02 around, the 71 around. We have got a pile up here. Lap number 1 at Phoenix. Not a great start here for championship evening, especially one of our championship drivers, Rupert Thompson, involved in this. In the 15.
A lot of red popping up on our screen. The first name being Nicholas Snyder in that championship 4, immediately dropping all the way down to the bottom, and that's going to make this a strong uphill battle.
See if we can figure out what happened here. If I can get back here on the replay. Here's the 15 of Rupert Thompson right behind the number 5 there. And he just looks like he's going to get into turn 1 just a little too deep. Not sure who that was getting the wall right there, but Thompson just closes up on the back of the 5, just a little. That was Nicholas Snyder right there. And then we look back through the field, and more cars getting involved here. We see Thompson going around one more time, the 99. I'm still trying to learn who these guys are, also going around, and the 02. So A lot of cars with some early damage in this championship race. We're only 1 lap into it. That is going to put quite a shakeup here in our championship standings. That moves Thompson down. Let's see here. So that's going to put Shearer up towards the front right now. Snyder also involved. So Thompson and Snyder, 2 of our championship contenders, both involved in that early incident, going to fall down the order to 10th and 12th right now.
Yeah, it just looked like you said he got in there a little bit too far, trying to stay right there with with Snyder. My apologies. Um, and just gets into the back of him, sends him around, and once you start the chain reaction here, it just collects everybody.
All right, so the 45 of Chris and Charbonnet out in front. Toxic Waste sponsored. What's that on the side of that car? Zaps Toxic Waste. That's kind of a cool looking little livery there. In the 45 out in front, Chevrolet, the number 20. And then you got Zane Bailey. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to throw a number on it. We're going to go racing.
Yeah, that's all you need is a number and a dream.
That's all you need. That's right.
Hop on the sim.
So for 98 laps here at Phoenix, we're going to have 2 stages. We're going to have our first stage at lap 30, second stage at lap 68.
Yeah, it's going to break this race up enough, and it's going to be one of those things. Do you set yourself up, if you're a playoff driver, do you set yourself up to go for the win, or do you just set yourself, with a strategy that's going to give you a solid finish that you can find yourself in front of the other competitors? Scherer up here in the third place spot in that Hot Tamales number 22 machine. Going to be looking to just kind of fend these guys off here as we get ready to go back. Green flag racing it's one of those ones where it takes forever to go down that little back stretch, front stretch, as you will, through these corners to the restart. As they creep towards that zone. Green flag in the air. 45 takes off here, and we're going to see them all fan out down here onto the dogleg once again.
Charbonnet with a good jump out in front, but he's got Zane Bailey right there behind him. Bailey tucked right up underneath his back bumper. The 22 of Eric Shearer, one of our championship contenders, back there in third right now, but he's got Todd Cray in the 99, and we look like we've got maybe a little more bumping and rubbing going on back here in the back. Everybody getting it straightened out. So Charbonnet now with an early lead. There goes Bailey down to the bottom of the racetrack, see if he can make that work. And you know what you see right there? Oh, another car around back there in the middle of the pack, but what you see right there, Jordan, is you go down to that bottom, and it's the shortest way around, but it's really hard to keep the momentum up down there because that track is so flat.
Yeah, and I mean, just the transition itself, you unload that suspension, and then you slam the car down onto it. It has to kind of readjust to what you just threw at it, and sometimes it can get a little squirrely down there, especially when you get on older, worn equipment here. You see right there, that transition, not so bad for the 12, but the 15 right behind, you can see a little bit more of a bounce to that right side of that car. And I think once we get into runs and get closer to the end of stages, you're going to see some people maybe not taking that just because of how unpredictable it can be with the balance of the car.
Yeah, side-by-side battle going on here with the 99 of Todd Cray. Eric Shearer up there on the out, or excuse me, Shane Williams on the outside. Cray is going to move himself up into the 4th spot. We get back up here in front. Look at the 55 there on that side. I think that's a lap car. It is a lap car of Chad Ashley up there going another lap down. So Charbonnet still with a good lead. Bailey and Shearer, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, 55 just trying to get out of the way, as Bailey just trying to stay in sight of the 45. As caution comes out on the racetrack, it looks to be the 55 of Chad Ashley.
Looks like he's already jumped to the pits. Caution number 2 on lap number 9 here at Phoenix. Let's see if we can go back and see what happened to Ashley. He was the only car a lap down in the middle of heavy traffic there. Up here on the outside in that Hot Tamale, or excuse me, that's not. He's gonna just drive down to. Is he just gonna drive into the wall all by himself down here?
I want to see if maybe it's that transition here. Maybe he tries to go off track
Maybe I'm trying
onto
to go too
that
slow.
apron. That goes smooth there. I wonder if that apron just, again, with how flat it is, the car's set up to, be on the bank, if maybe it just got loose. And no, it looks like maybe he's just going
He's
to
just
come
coming
to
to a
a
stop.
complete stop.
Yeah. And there's our anticlimactic moment of the night for you right there. Chad Ashley bringing it for us.
I'm
All
just
right.
gonna chalk it up as to one of those we'll call it a mechanical failure and just
Yeah.
say he blew his motor, blew the trans or something like that, and had to stop on track.
All right, looks like we got some drivers taking some early pit stops here on lap number 9. Gonna try to cut off this first stage at 30 laps. Todd Cray, Shane Huffman, James Yerger, Ty Smith, Rupert Thompson all came into the pits here. Thompson and Yerger, our part of our championship 4. We'll pull this up and see where they are. It's Shear out of our championship drivers right now. It's Shear in 3rd, Yerger 6th, Schneider in 10th, and then Thompson's going to find himself back in about the 12th position right now.
Yeah, Snyder and Thompson coming down, probably getting some more work done, trying to fix whatever may be wrong with those cars, as well as maybe get themselves off the sequence a little further than the 22 and 39, as they they're kind of ditching the game plan. You know how in football they have the game plan, they have the play sheet in their hand, and you kind of stick to it throughout the night, and then at some point you just kind of toss it into the air and say screw it. We're just gonna, fly by the seat of our pants and try to figure this thing out. And I think that's kind of where Snyder and Thompson's nights have gone due to the damage that they received on lap number 1.
And there is our lucky dog winner, Reginald Harris, in the number 113 Baltimore Orioles livery. Going to come around and catch back up to the field. We'll jump back up here towards the front. That number 45, Christian Charbonnet. Is that turn 1? I don't even know what. There's like 5 turns on this racetrack, so I don't.
I want to say it's turn 1
I
and
think it's
2.
turn 1.
Yeah,
I got a camera that's called turn 1. There we go.
It's one of those things. We've been on this track. Yeah, now they're going to turn 1. It's one of those tracks where they changed it around so long ago, but yet I'm still trying to figure out the configuration. I just put the car in drive essentially and just go at the at this point with this track.
Yeah, it's such a long way. I mean, look, that pace truck's pulling off of what basically is the entrance to the back straightaway.
Yeah, it's one of those things too. Is you kind of all that anticipation, anxiety, and everything just kind of builds up down that whole front stretch as you prepare to enter this restart zone. As the 45 will do so here momentarily. The 22 all over the back bumper, trying to get a jump with him to maybe try to jump this 20 of Zane Bailey and take over P2, but not able to do so as he's side by side with the 99 as he enters back onto the racing surface here.
Yeah, Todd Craig came and pitted on that caution flag, but only actually pitted back on lap 2. Only took fuel. It looks like. But it looks like Eric Shear going to lose a spot here. One of our championship contenders going to fall back to 4th. We're side by side here for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. We got the 84 Shane Huffman in this fight. Ty Smith up there in the 39, and that kind of Anthony Macri number 39 if you're a sprint car fan. James Yerger there.
James Yerger. Yeah, I was going to say James Yerger right there with the 22 for a moment. Is looking to maybe pop himself up into that front runner spot of the championship 4. Oops, everyone's smacking that wall off turn exit. It looked like the 15, the 12, the 71. All grabbing a piece of that wall.
12, Ty Smith right there. On my leaderboard it says 17, so it kind of confuses me sometimes when they don't have the same painted livery as they do the number on the scoreboard. But Ty Smith there in that Yeti sponsored number 12, smacking the wall pretty hard. We're back up front. Christian Charbonnet, commanding lead right now, looking to do 5 for 5 on the season. Right now, it looks like anybody has anything for Christian right now.
Yeah, and for, everyone but 4 drivers in this field, they want to get to that lead, but of course, as racers, the 4 championship 4 want to get that win, while grabbing the championship, but their main thought process is to get the championship as we go under caution again. It looks like the 15 of Rupert Thompson going to be called again for this one.
Not a great night for Thompson here on his championship contender here, involved in 2 cautions here early. Let's see if we can find out what happened here. I'll try not to go back too far, but it just kind of does what it does. So we'll see where Thompson's at here, see what happened. Down on the bottom, oh, he's got the 93 on the bottom of him down there. Just contact.
Oh, that looked and that contact didn't look heavy at all. It
Uh,
looked actually kind of, if you were in the booth with me and Dave Regal, he would laugh at me as I'm about to say my famous line of net code,
yeah, I didn't.
as it doesn't look like, yeah, they don't look to
Let's
have touched at all,
let's take a
but
look
the
from the
sim.
cockpit of. There we go. We'll back up one more time. It's just easier to back up than it is to try to do anything else. So you can see right here in front, Thompson and the 113 side by side. Yeah, it looked
Yeah,
like there was about a foot
heavy
between
net
them there.
code.
I think you're right.
Yeah, I mean, I know the sim certainly tries to guesstimate as to where contact will be made. And there, it might have been right. It might have still been the same outcome, but certainly maybe jumping the gun, no pun intended there, on that situation.
So unfortunate for Thompson, involved in another incident. He's now finds himself in the pits. I'm not sure why my leaderboard says he's in ninth, but oh, it's okay because everybody else behind him is also in the pits. So we've already lost. We had 4 cars not even take the green flag tonight. We had 19 show up, only 15 started the race.
Yeah, and that's one of those things that where you have a car count of 15, it helps alleviate some of the pain of not necessarily falling miles behind, but it's still with the damage, it's going to be tough, especially at a track like Phoenix where aero isn't as important as say Daytona or Atlanta or Talladega, you know those big drafting tracks, but it still plays a part as you run down these straightaways trying to get some kind of air off the car in front of you to pull them closer and pull you closer. And that's going to be definitely a car that's been through a little bit of a little much here early on.
Yeah, unfortunately for Kenny back there, Rupert on my scoreboard, but we're gonna call him Kenny. I think that's the last time I called one of these races. That's what they was told. So he's back in 11th now, involved in 2 early cautions. He's got his hands full trying to get up to the front for this championship. As we are, where are we on the racetrack here? We're going through 1 and 2 down to the back straightaway right now. Lights are out on the pace truck. It's still Charbonnet and Bailey side by side. We've had 3 cautions already here early, Jordan. You don't really expect that here at Phoenix. It's so wide. You can run 5 wide here. I'm just surprised we've had so many cautions this early.
Yeah, it's just one of those things to chalk it up. One, it's championship night. Two, you want to get that win as the last race of the season, start your momentum for the following season on a high note, and it could just be tricky. It's a tricky track, and we're seeing it take its toll here as the 45 shoots out like a rocket here, and kind of leaves the other two in the distance.
Yeah, fantastic start there from Charbonnet one more time. Shearer down to the bottom. Shearer trying to get a run on Zane Bailey for that second spot. The 99 Todd Cray still on the outside. Shane Huffman in the 84 has his hands full with Yerger up on the outside. And we are tight here for spots 3rd through 6th. 84 down to the bottom. Huffman trying to make a run.
Yeah, and you've got Yerger, Snyder, and Scherer all in proximity of each other, as those are 3 of the 4 that are fighting for a championship here tonight. Just 2 cars separating Yerger and Snyder from the 22 there, as kind of a rolling roadblock right now for the 22. And Snyder just looking to rebound from that early incident. Yerger into the wall there. Snyder putting pressure on that 39 machine.
Yeah, this is the kind of racing you expect at Phoenix. It's I guess it's so wide, especially when they come down into this little dog leg. You got cars waiting. You could go about 10 wide down there. I've seen it during a cup race before. But kind of working through here in the middle. I think everybody just kind of wants to get their bearings. We had a little nerve start off here early, couple early mistakes, bringing out 3 cautions. And as I say that, here comes caution number 4. Not sure, and it looks like it might be the 93. I just luckily clicked on the right car. Patrick I Dieselnair. I don't know. I'm gonna wreck it. I know that for sure. But looks like some heavy damage to the back of the car. Let's see if we can see what happened here. He's already got damage on the back of the car before he just loses it. Just kind of loses the back of the car, shoves the nose up into the number 12 there of Ty Smith. Oh, and then here
Yeah.
comes.
Oh,
I'm not sure
and
what
the
the
O2,
O2
the
was looking
O2
at.
just collateral there.
I don't know. In my world of racing, I call that driving off the hood. I don't, he look like David Camara just kind of comes in there, doesn't even see the 93 spinning around and just pile drives the back of him. So, all right, we get back up here, fourth caution. We are 23 laps in. First stage here at lap 30. It looks like we've got just about everybody coming down into the pits. Oh, excuse me. Everybody from about fourth on back or eighth on back at this point. Charbonnet's going to stay out there. I mean, really, what's the advantage to trying to stay out there for a stage? I mean, it's a championship race that doesn't really give you any points. I don't think it pays any extra money. So,
Yeah, and we're gonna have just about 6 or so laps to go here in the stage, as these guys are gonna flip it, probably stay out, run the next stage from the front, and get a few cautions. During stage number 2, you can find yourself getting essentially back on sequence to pit at the stage break for stage number 3, and kind of put yourself in a better predicament to go for the race win here, as we see Thompson realigning into the back of the field here.
so even though he's been involved in a couple incidents, finds himself there in ninth. We're going to come do the trial. We're up to start finish line. Another good start from Charbonnet. Bailey not able to stay with him. Once again, he's got to fight off Shearer down there on the bottom for that second position. And here comes the 99 one more time. Todd Cray up on the outside with Shane Huffman in the 84 down there on the bottom.
Yeah, the 84 really close to that left rear bumper of the 22, as Snyder looks to the underside of the 84. 39 able to get by the 84 this time around, sets his sights right there to the back bumper of the 22. That is his highest championship competitor right there in front of him. And when you see someone like that right there in front of you, you just want to fight for it and try to get to it. I know it's one of those things you want to give it a little extra, but with this late in the stage, you want to kind of watch be mindful of your car.
Yeah, Yerger with a little contact coming off of turn number 2 just a half a lap ago, trying to catch 22. And like you said, what ends up happening, you see your championship contender right there. You want to push a little bit harder because you know it. He's right there within striking distance, and to make a little bit mistake, and that Yerger did catch the wall, but doesn't look like it hurt him too bad. And actually, we've got Snyder in the 5 car involved in that first caution, has now worked his way up here as well. So we got 3 of the 4 championship contenders all within about the top 6 positions right now.
And Thompson, still right there, sitting in P8, just a spot behind Snyder. And so these guys are staying within sight of each other here, as we've got 3 to go here in the stage.
So Charbonnet still out in front. Charbonnet has led every single lap of this race so far in the 45, but Zane Bailey in the 20 not going away. Only a couple car lanes back right now, so just a little bit of a mistake from Charbonnet is going to allow Bailey to get to the front, but we are 28 laps into this race. 2 laps left to go here in stage number 1. Bailey with a big dive down to the bottom, but as you can see, it's just that transition back and forth. Yeah, I think he actually lose a little bit of ground. He looks like he lost about a car length on that move.
Yeah, I mean, with a car as strong as the 45 out front, it's not going to give you maybe as much of a tracking him down, but maybe give you separation to the 22 of Schur and the 99 of Cray, as those two just nose to tail this entire run here. Is now the 99 drops to the bottom to try to maybe make up a ton or a tad bit of ground. As caution flies for the end of the stage here.
So that is the end of stage 1. Christian Charbonnet out in front. We're going to bring up some of our fancy graphics that our buddy Shane Cochran's done for us. I guess I got to turn off my ticker down there. But so lap leader so far. So Zane Bailey actually did get a lead 1 lap. So out of the 30 laps, Christian Charbonnet leading 29. Zane Bailey with 1 lap. We'll take a look at our 5 fastest cars here in this race, and it's Todd Cray actually. Or excuse me. Let me see. We're finding the right 5 best laps. There we go. I got the right graphics. Kristen Charbonnet with a fast time so far in this race at a 27:44. Zane Bailey, Shane Huffman, Eric Shearer, and Todd Cray. So we got a few new toys, so we kind of like to play with them a little bit. But Christian Charbonnet, looks like everybody's going to come down to the pit. So interesting start there, Jordan, for the first 30 laps. What do you think we're going to see for that second stage of 38 laps?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to see a couple of these guys, for one, stay out here, the ones that pit, during the last caution. I thought maybe some of them would stay out. You do see the 71 here, as well as, I want to say that's the 29. Yeah, the 29 going to get a lap back here. But no, everybody chooses to come down, so I think we're going to still see more of the 45 out front leading, dominating this race, as well as, this Championship 4 trying to find a way to get off pit road faster, kind of change their positioning. But, I mean, as far as this Championship 4 goes, I mean, it's still wide open, even with the incidents that Thompson and Snyder have dealt with here early on.
Yeah, so Rob Charbonnet going to stay out there. He pitted back on lap number 16. Looks like he must have taken 4 tires on that stop. It was quite a long stop. So Charbonnet going to stay out there on the rate. Or Rob Charbonnet, not Christian Charbonnet. I guess I can get him confused here. We're gonna have the Charbonnets running 1-2 as we come back at the start of this stage. As Christian gets off of pit road pretty well ahead, still ahead of Zane Bailey, both with pretty equal stops, a 14:42 and a 14:52. So looks like the pit crews are all dialed in tonight. You know, the toughest thing for me, I don't race as much as I used to on here. I struggle with just getting into pit road without making a mistake.
Yeah, during green flag, me going to pit road is certainly a toss in the air on how long or how well I'm going to be able to get to that pit road. But, thankfully, caution allows me to have a little bit more patience. But here, I'm going to assume that maybe Snyder took just fuel, as he's now the lead guy here in our Championship 4. Thompson finds himself sitting now in 7th, which, those two may be going only fuel after getting tires not that long ago.
Yeah,
Kind of flipping the situation there with Schur dropping all the way down to the 9th place position, last in the championship standings right now.
Yeah, looking at the pit times, it looked like Snyder might have taken 4 tires. Thompson did go fuel only with only about a 7-second stop here. Then it looks like the rest of the drivers all took 4 as well, but just didn't get in and out of the pits near as well as we talked. So heading down the back straightaway, we're going to go back to green after stage 1. We're on lap 33. We'll start lap 30. Start lap 34 when we go green. And it's Christian Charbonnet and Rob Charbonnet, your 1 and 1-2.
Yeah, Snyder just going to be right on the back bumper of the 45. Knows that he can launch well. Doesn't launch well as the 71, who had control of the restart, but certainly a good start there for the 45 once again.
Bailey with a great start. He is going to get by both the Charbonnets down to the bottom. The 20 car out in front here. He's led 1 lap earlier, back to the point. He's got Charbonnet right behind him. Todd Cray in the 99 right there as well, and Nicholas Snyder there in the 15 car, or excuse me, in the 5 car. What our leading championship contender is up to 4th, and right now it is his championship to win.
Yeah, and right now for the 20, this could be the flip that sees the 45 maybe struggle a touch in that dirty air. Coming off of the 20 there, going to have to try to maybe find a different line to run and not, run in the same line as the 45 of Charbonnet. But, Snyder here fighting on the inside of that 99. That 99 has been like the gatekeeper for the championship 4, as they haven't been able to get up and by him, or they ride alongside of him the entire time. So Snyder making a little headway there on the 99, just nudges ahead through turns 1 and 2.
Yeah, Snyder but you can see that bottom line just as it flattens out a little. What the heck am I talking about? Little progressive banking. There we go. That's what I was trying to say. And you can see it flattens out on the bottom. That lets that car on the outside get a little bit, keep the momentum up, get a better run. As I say that, Cray down to the bottom on the apron. And here comes Rupert Thompson. Kenny Thompson actually involved in 2 cautions here tonight. That crew has worked pretty hard, got him back up into the top 5. I thought he was out of the championship standings, but here he is in 5th. And as a matter of fact, you look at the leaderboard, our 4 championship drivers are all nose to tail.
Yeah, everyone just right here. This is the stage where you kind of, want to figure out what you're going to need towards the end here. Is you kind of run, feel out your car, try to get these laps to tick off here, and get the understanding of the balance of your car to maybe find where you need to be better than just the 3 guys in front of you. If you're Eric Schur, just find where you're a tad bit better and make it to where you're a lot better in that specific area, maybe improve in some of the other spots just to find that slight bit of competitive edge on this tricky track.
Yeah, definitely. It's kind of partly road course. A lot of times you'll see these guys shifting down here at Phoenix. They didn't used to do that, but I think it's been found to be an advantage. But Bailey now with a good run, is actually putting a little bit of a gap here back to Charbonnet, about 3 or 4 car lanes, and then it's back to our Todd Cray in that 99. Like you said, he's kind of been like what'd you call him, the gatekeeper there, holding back our championship contenders, holding on to that third spot. Nicholas Snyder in the 5, running fourth right there behind him. And it's a little bit of a gap back to Yerger and Schur from Thompson and Snyder right now, as they are trying to get themselves up into the fight for this championship. But we do have at least one more mandatory caution coming in about my math is right, about 27 laps.
For sure, it's Schur and Yerger back here, just about 2 seconds off of the other two drivers. Just kind of have patience, don't overdrive, don't push yourself too hard, because that's when you make mistakes. You end up spinning out or wrecking, and you could make it terminal. For Thompson's sake, he's gotten a little, I don't want to say lucky. Luck is not the word necessarily there, but able to bounce back from the damage and find himself here currently right behind Snyder, not pushing the issue on him just yet. I mean, still a ton of racing here to go.
And once again, I'm Chris Murphy with Jordan Brockell here with Sim Racing Media, bringing you the Gunr4sr Championship Xfinity Series Championship here. And it's down to 4 drivers. I got a low window. There we go. I had 4 drivers: Nick Snyder, Eric Scheer, Kenny Thompson, and James Yerger, our 4 championship contenders here tonight. Hey, if you haven't been here before, I see we got some viewers out there. Click the like, give us a subscribe. If you've got a league race you're looking for, reach out to us at simracingmedia.com. You can find us on Facebook. We're looking for some. I know Jordan's looking for some more work. So if you got any leagues you want to get covered, just reach out to us. We'll find a way to fit you in somewhere.
Absolutely. Always a fun time here on the sim, especially broadcasting through Sim Racing Media. Ton of fun, and we get to bring the action right here that you're seeing on your screen here now to family, friends, whoever it may be, coworkers who don't understand what iRacing is. I know I have that constantly when they're like, you race? And I'm like, it's on a simulator. And they're like, what's that? And then I just pull up some of the league races and show them, like, this is what I do.
Yeah, it's hard to explain sometimes to some people just how popular this is, just how many thousands of people are on here on a daily basis, and some of the leagues that are going on, and just some of the heavy competition. And this is a real deal anymore. It's not just I started my sim racing days back in like 1997. We weren't racing for money back then. Heck, we were racing on dial-up modems back in the day. So it's really come a long way.
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm approaching 10 years on this sim. NASCAR Racing 3 and all that was before my time. But big slide there by the 20 as he comes off corner. But yeah, I mean these guys. I'm coming up on 10 years on the sim. These guys, every week, every night, find time to just sit down, race a stock car. It's a little cheaper. I think it's a little cheaper than a real stock car.
It's a lot cheaper. I spent 25 years behind the wheel of one of those things, and trust me, this is a lot. It's a lot cheaper. It's a lot. In reality, sometimes it's just as much fun. It's just as much work. But you're not out in the shop working on the car, wrenching on the dang thing every night. You just kind of come in here, climb into your seat, and if you get wrecked, you just hit the reset button and you go on to the next race instead of having to get the whole pit crew over out in the shop and wrenching on stuff. Yeah, this is much easier. I should have done this
Yeah,
a
you don't
long time
you,
ago.
you don't see you don't you don't see the dollar signs when you put it in the wall. You just see the smoke and the virtual pieces flying everywhere, and you just hit that magical button, and suddenly your car is back to 100%. As we have a challenge for the lead, is 45 side by side with Zane Bailey trying to take over the race lead once again here. Has been dominant through all of stage 1, has fought back to get side by side with the 20. And looking to complete the pass as we go down the backstretch, side stretch, whatever you want to call it here at Phoenix.
That's a horrible view driving into the sun there at Phoenix. out here in Goodyear, Avondale, Arizona, actually, way out there in the middle of the desert. That sun heading down that back straightaway was brutal.
Yeah, it's one of those corners where you're just driving into it, praying there's nothing
Right.
there that's going to
I mean, watch from
destroy
Bailey's.
the car in any way. Is you see him turn off of turn two, and it's just right there in your eyes. And I know you're thinking like, oh, it's fake sun. I don't know how it works or what it does, but there are definitely times that we come off those corners and I'm squinting myself like I'm actually being blinded by the sun.
Yeah, that is brutal. I haven't done that a few times myself. I can just tell you how I've actually driven with my hand like up in front of my face trying to block the sun before. But yeah. So we go back to our championship contenders here. It's Nick Snyder, Nicholas Snyder, Kenny Thompson, James Yerger, and Thompson. I got to give Thompson a lot of credit. A couple cautions involved early. I know I know people that would have just rage quit, but he's still out there running top five right now. He's still got a chance at this championship. Just out there. I mean, just I really appreciate when I see guys that just don't give up like that. And here comes Todd Cray down on the bottom. He's speaking about not giving up, trying to get by second. Zane Bailey not able to do it. That outside just has a little too much momentum.
Yeah, and I mean Cray's been really good all night long. I don't think we've really seen him much further from that number three spot. Maybe the number four spot as Snyder now looks to try to take the number three spot. As he takes that dog leg. Not gonna be side by side there, but Cray looking to end this season on a high note, trying to get to that inside of the 20 there and make a move for second. And I mean, if you can go up there and take down the driver that's 4 for 4 right now, looking to go 5 for 5. I mean, that will certainly put you in good standing in your mind to start the next season once they get going.
Yeah, Cray down there in that Coors Light sponsored number 99, trying to find a way around the unsponsored. If you want to get into sponsoring a sim car, oh, he's back into the back of the 20, gets the 20 a little bit loose, backs off of it, does a good job of getting out of the throttle and letting Zane Bailey straighten it back out. That could have been big.
Yeah, able to keep it under control here, but now it may allow the 5 to find a way to get to the inside of the 99 as they both take the dog leg here. As it looks like the 5, it could be just based off the angle, may have looked to be a little bit loose as now the 99's once again inside of the 20 of Zane Bailey trying to fight for that P2 spot is again blinded by the light down that backstretch, gonna stick his nose in there and oh, it makes me nervous.
That's a great camera angle. I love that one when the opportunity is for it. As is going to be Cray down there to the bottom, still not able to get a run. As a matter of fact, he's going to open that door for Nick Snyder there on the outside if he keeps making that run to that bottom through that tri-oval area. As we come off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway one more time.
Yeah, and I'm looking over here now, and I'm not
Got some pit stops
sure
coming up.
what. So I'm not sure what might have happened here, but the number 39 of Yerger is showing as out in ninth place off the sim. So Yerger out of this thing here right now.
Looks like he may have had a disconnect. What are we down to? Are we
As I
down
wanted
to
this down to just the
10 cars?
10 cars running. I know I see 3 in the pits right now. It looks like 6 on the track, 7 on the track.
This field has dwindled quickly. Started out with 15 on the racetrack. And it kind of happens in these championship races. I guess you got nowhere else to go up in the points. It's easy to go home. I don't know. Maybe maybe dinner got ready and they decided to go grab some food. I'm not quite sure. But 11 laps left to go
I
here in
mean,
stage 2.
it's one of those things that if it's already a bad night, sometimes it's just easier to, pack up and I can't say go home because you're already home, but it's one of those things. If you're having a rough night, you don't want to make your night worse. You just go ahead, pack it up. And I'm not sure what happened to the 39 as he was running really well. So I almost want to say it was probably, like you said, just a disconnect of some sort.
Yeah,
And that's
and
a shame there for that driver.
yeah, and our leader back on the restart with Rob Charbonnet finds himself now 3 laps down. I'm not sure what happened to him. I'm sure he came in and pitted back on lap 54. I don't think you're gonna lose 3 laps in the pit. He must have got a slowdown or a red flag or something there. But unfortunate for Rob Charbonnet. who strategically stayed out there after stage one, let himself a lap or two, but now finds himself 3 laps down. And there's my dog gonna come attack somebody. We'll see how that was in the background, but Christian Charbonnet still leading this race. 9 laps left to go here in stage number 2.
Yeah, Zane Bailey able to, start the stage up front and, lead quite a large chunk of that stage and hold back that 45, but maybe once the balance of the cars shifted over to, worn tires and, even as something as simple as, the fuel load being lighter in the back end of these cars, believe it or not, is something on the sim that is a thing. Lighter in the rear from, a smaller fuel load as the 99 got a little loose there. Maybe the balance of that car just faded enough that, the 45 is able to drive away here.
Take a look at Eric Shearer here. Back in 6, he was our leader in the championship contenders, but now finds himself quite a ways back here. He's happy that we're going to see a caution here in about 7 laps, get grouped back up here as we take a look at Nick Snyder once again alongside of Robert Cray right there, or Todd Cray, sorry, I'm thinking of Robert Cray, the guitar player. But, 5 car, a little bit loose there in the center of the corner. Able to hold on to it.
Yeah, so where we thought, Snyder and Thompson were going to have a huge uphill battle for the championship, I mean, now you find the 22 of Sure about 9 seconds off the race lead, as these guys are now just about a second to 2 seconds as Thompson comes down pit lane, now going to flip the stage for him.
This keeps the attrition keeps up the way it is. They got Rob Charbonnet now out of the race. We're down to like 8 cars in this race. It's going to come down to just the 4 championship contenders racing against each other here before it's over with. I'm not sure what's going on here in Phoenix. If that maybe that sun coming off a 2 down the back straightaway was just too much for people to handle. But they are bailing out of this race like it's on fire. I don't know, like it's on fire. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but it's like a boat that's on fire. They're getting out. They're getting off of it. How's that?
Right. Yeah, it's a tough track. And I mean, just a simple slide, you don't bring the caution out, you slide, you smack the wall, and you're just kind of like, all right, well, we're not going to try to fix that. So you step away. And, but I mean, for the 45, no stepping away there for him as he's out front by about a second here over the 20, as Snyder leading the championship 4 right now. And I mean, for Thompson, he's just going to get, he's going to lose a lap. He's going to be able to get that lap back, start the next stage on the lead lap at the tail end on fresh tires as well. I think if it was a little bit larger of a field, it might have worked a little bit better to his advantage, but
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, we're down to what 6 cars going to be on the lead lap after this stage is over with. We have 7 cars left on the racetrack. It's still Christian Charbonnet. We'll give him a little bit more screen time. It's kind of what happens if you get out in front too far. We quit showing you on the camera, so we'll zoom in here a little bit on Charbonnet. 2 laps left to go in this stage. He has been setting a good pace all night long. We'll take a look at our lap leaders here again one more time, and it is Charbonnet with led 50 laps out of the 67. Zane Bailey with 15 laps led, and Rob Charbonnet back there with 2, but Rob is in the garage right now, so it's up to the Christian here to carry the name on. I assume they're related. I could be wrong. So,
I'd say it's safe to assume in that situation, it looks like the 5 going to take over the P2 spot as Todd Cray now comes down pit road, as well as Zane Bailey, both coming down pit road here with just 1 to go here in the stage.
Charbonnet with a commanding lead over Schneider. Eric Shearer back there in third. About where is Shearer? He's about 11 seconds back of our leader right now. It'd be easier if I just looked up on the screen. 11 and almost 12 seconds back. And here comes Charbonnet going to dive down into the pits right at the end of the stage. Not seen the caution fly yet for stage. Is there? I thought we had a stage
Yeah, I
at lap
thought
68, but that's what I was told. So I will see how it goes. But Charbonnet going to come down to the pits as well. So I was told it was
Yes.
lap 38 or 30 and 68. That's why I put it up on the
Yeah,
scoreboard that way.
definitely says lap 30 and 68. Did not throw the caution for the stage. We'll see what happens. Maybe they pulled the plug on the stages
Yeah,
just
maybe they're
with
just gonna skip it.
the maybe with the cars. I don't know. But regardless, the 15 would have smacked to the wall here. So maybe that's why we saw Thompson with the change in strategy. Maybe they pulled the stage by chance.
It's a good possibility as you see the 39 of Yerger back out here. So Yerger, unfortunately, what is he down about 18 laps at this point? Must have had a disconnect. He's back out there right now, but came in here with hopes of the championship. Not going to happen for him. He is 17 laps down. Oh, and he's going to go
Oh,
around.
and yeah, he's gonna go around here and caution gonna fly.
Yerger comes back just in time to bring out a caution, and it looks like he's going to park it. And that is going to give the lead to Eric Schur in the 22.
Yeah, that was our stage break. That they sent Yerger out there. That's what happened. Yerger went out there to throw the caution for us, um, to end the stage there.
So 27 laps left to go of the 98. I'm Chris Murphy with Jordan Brockell, Sim Racing Media. We're going to get caution right now, so we're going to take just a quick second. We're going to jump over and take a commercial for real fast, but we're going to keep this up on the screen. So if anything exciting happens, we'll jump right back over. We'll be back. All right, we're back live with you. Kind of a small field up here front is Rupert Thompson, Zane Bailey, Christian Charbonnet here. Going to bring us to the line. 25 laps left to go. The Gunr4sr Championship night, and Thompson, involved in 2 caution flags early in this race, now finds himself at the point, but taking a pit stop about 6 laps earlier than just about everybody else.
Yeah, he's definitely on a tire disadvantage here. The 5 sideways, Cray sideways underneath him. So that's going to be a little helpful there for the 15 as those guys kind of get a little bit of a backtrack there. As the 45 looking around the outside, maybe going to look to the inside here as they cross the start-finish line. He's going to go way low on the dog leg. That's probably the lowest we've seen the 45 have to go here tonight, as he's going to be able to take the lead here, maybe off corner exit, as Thompson's just going to look to maybe keep a buffer between him and Snyder with that number 20 of Zane Bailey. But Bailey has been fast tonight as well, so.
Hey, Bailey's look good. He's led a dozen or so laps out there on the 20. And I started to say earlier before we had a little action, if you're looking to sponsor a sim racing car, look up Zane Bailey in at number 20. He's pretty strong, running really well. He's got no sponsorship on that car, but he's got the 5 car
Ooh, all
of
over
Nick
the
Snyder down underneath him. Bailey had to
Snyder
back out of
just
the
gonna
throttle, yeah, to keep from running in the back of Thompson. That cost him a
yeah,
spot.
Snyder gonna muscle his way up by the 20 here, and he's just got his eyes set on that 15. At minimum, he wants that number 15 to get himself into that top spot in the championship for sure. Now right there behind the 20 as well, so that's on the 5's mind as well, as he wants to get around the 15, have open fresh air just off the back of the 45 to find his way there, to get as much separation from the two as possible.
Yeah, we're down to 8 cars left on the racetrack. It is Christian Charbonnet. I think this is Christian's race to win right now. 20 laps left to go. Rupert Thompson there in second. Our battle for the championship is right now coming down to Thompson, Schneider, and Shearer is also right there in the picture, back there in fifth. So our three remaining championship contenders all right here together on the track.
Yeah, Thompson going to try a little crossover there on the 5 to get to his inside. Going to be side by side as they head down into turns 3 and 4. But Snyder able to power off on the outside there and make the pass there on the 15.
So we got 2 races going on here. It's a race for the win with Christian Charbonnet out in front. Nick Snyder now in control of the championship in second. He's got Thompson right there behind him. And here comes Shearer down on the bottom of the 20 of Zane Bailey, trying to get up there and get into the fight. That Hot Tamales number 22, trying to find his way around the 20s. Bailey not in the fight for the championship, but you still want to run. You still want to win a dang race. I mean, that's just the way it comes. You're a racer. You want to win. It doesn't matter if you're going for the championship or not.
Yeah, and I mean it's momentum. You want to start the season or end the season on a win to maybe start next season with a win. Is Cray here on the back bumper of the 22, just trying to pick a line of which guy's moving faster as he goes up with the 20 of Bailey. Cuts down underneath. Looked as though maybe Snyder grabbed the wall there up in front of them. As Cray now looks to the inside of the 20, going to make the pass on the 20 and set his sights now on the 22, which those two have been side by side for a long period of this race.
Yeah, pretty aggressive cut right up there in front of the 20, but he made it work, and it's the 99 of Cray. He's been up here in the top all day long, trying to get back up here. He's on some pretty fresh tires. He definitely got some fresher tires than actually no, he's got about 4 lap older tires than Shearer, but he's making it work pretty well. Thompson right there in front, and our championship leader right now, 16 laps left to go, is the number 5, the Bass Pro Shops number 5 of Nick Schneider. He's getting a gap back to Thompson and Shearer. Shearer trying to clear Thompson. That's the only chance he's going to have to catch Schneider. He's got to get around Thompson pretty quickly here.
Yeah, I mean, laps just ticking off here, just down to 15 to go. And here at Phoenix, it's going to tick off rather quickly. So you want to make this quick and fast and in a hurry, so you could set yourself up for the number 5. And I mean, Thompson not making it easy by any means.
So we'll play with a few more of our toys here. Biggest gainers of the race. Reginald Harris moved up 8 spots. Reggie Packard up 6. Todd Cray moved up 5 spots. Eric Shearer up 3. And Rob Charbonnet, who was out of the race, moved himself up 3 spots. The lap leaders one more time. Charbonnet 61 of the 85 laps. St. Bailey's led 15. And look at that. As I'm goofing around with this stuff, Eric Shearer makes his way around Thompson for that 3rd spot. He's got some clean air up to Nick Snyder. Can he reel him in for this championship?
Yeah, you're going to have 13 laps here to go to get 1.5 seconds on Snyder. And, you know, getting to the back bumper of the 5 is one thing, but getting by him is a completely different, especially for the championship. You know, any other situation, if you're breathing down someone's neck, they might let you by, might let you take it, and, you know, pack up and, you know, just take a spot less than what they have. But here tonight for the championship, Snyder is going to make that car as wide as humanly possible and, you know, make it the most difficult pass you've had in your life.
So 13 laps left to go, 12 laps left to go now at this point in the championship. The season's come down to this. It is Nick Snyder in second in the race, but leading the championship. Eric Shearer right there behind him. Shearer about a second and a half back, trying to reel him in. We're going to keep an eye on that interval. 1.5 right now, trying to reel in Nick Snyder for the championship. He has got 12 laps left to do it.
Yeah, down to, I'm looking at Snyder's to the lead, and I thought he was closing in. Snyder's actually closing in on the leader, down to almost a second off of Charbonneau, but still holding a second and a half on Shearer here just behind him.
Yeah, I'm looking at the lap times, and actually the last lap, the fastest car on the track was Nick Snyder, about 600 or 700 seconds faster than the leader or his chaser Eric Shearer. They come across the line again. It is still Nick Snyder, the fastest car on the track, at a 28.0, 2/10. He gained 2/10 on Charbonnet on that lap. 10 laps left to go. Can Snyder not only win the championship, but also win this race here at Phoenix? As they got a lap car up there in front of him. Not sure who that is. It looks like the 7th place car of Reginald Harris. So we're gonna have to deal with a little bit of traffic here late in this race.
Yeah, and I mean, for the 45 and 5, it's not going to be a huge big deal to get up and by that 113 there of Harris. But, just the air might make it a little bit might disturb it just a touch. But, as a racer, the 5's just looking at that interval to the 22, and you can see that it's about a 2-second interval now. So he's definitely made about a half a second gain on the 22. And can kind of breathe a little bit easier here as he tries to track down the 45, as he's now down to 0.7 of a second, 0.6 of a second, really driving it into that turn 1 and 2 there.
Yeah, Nick Snyder with some great pace here late in the race. They pitted at the exact same time as Charbonnet, so no tire difference right there, but he is reeling in our leader and putting some distance back to that 22. 8 laps left to go in this race right now. 7 laps left to go as Shearer, Cray, and Bailey all got to find their way around that lap car of Harris. Come down the into turn number 1 and 2 one more time. It's going to be
Yeah, it's just
6
one of
laps
those
left to go.
things that it's one of those things that the 22 went from worrying about chasing down Snyder to now worried about what's in his mirrors. Now Cray looks to the inside of the 22 to put him back down into the 4th place spot. As you see, he just barely edges forward past the 22, and that's going to be a hard pass to get back on Cray if he can complete that pass over Shearer.
0.6 of a second now. Schneider still gaining on Charbonnet. And I hope I've been pronouncing your name correct, Christian, all night long, but that's what I had. So Charbonnet out in front, Schneider right there behind him. And that is going to be our fight right here. Fight for the win, fight for the championship. Snyder looks to got it wrapped up pretty well. He's now got 4 seconds back to Eric Shearer. It's his championship. He just doesn't want to make any mistakes, but he also wants to win this race.
Yeah, it almost looks like he's starting to lose a little bit of time to the 45, maybe realizing what's at stake and kind of just I don't want to say babying that car, because he certainly, the 22 would have smacked to the wall. And that's going to allow Zane Bailey to get to the inside of the 22 here. As what I was saying with Snyder, he just realizing what's at stake, going to be able to, kind of just put it on cruise control and settle down. And just pray he doesn't see yellow in the next 3.5 laps.
Good battle here on the racetrack for 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. It is Bailey, Shearer, Cray, and Thompson. And that's some pretty fast reflexes there from Bailey. Shearer hit the fence right there coming off the corner, and Bailey just had to take an evasive move down to the bottom, and that's going to give him that 3rd position back up onto the podium spots. Cray's been strong earlier, but he's struggling to find a way around Shearer right now, back there in that 5th spot, and it is Thompson back in 6th. And we've got 8 cars left on the racetrack, 7 cars left on the racetrack right now. Reginald Harris back there in 7th, a lap down. So our top 6 cars all in the lead lap, and 4 of them are all right here nose to tail.
Yeah, and I mean, this little pack here certainly fighting for all they're worth. Again, just trying to get the best finish possible. Sure, just trying to find anything to get himself up towards Snyder, but I mean, it's going to take a miracle for that to happen at this point, as there's just 2 laps, about a lap and a half to go here, as the 45 is going to close in on going to 1 to go.
The 22 is Shears in that 4th spot. Zane Bailey putting a little bit of distance on. We're 1 lap left to go. We get Charbonnet here on the camera as he comes down into turn number 1, the 45. He has led most of this race, started on the pole, looking to pick up win number 5 on the season. In the Toxic Waste number 45, Xfinity going to come through the last couple of corners here.
Yeah, and the 45 going to drive through turns 3 and 4. Going to see the checkered flag in air. He's going to go 5 for 5 on the season here as he wins here at Phoenix. And shortly just behind him, number 5, Nick Snyder, going to be your champion here tonight as Zane Bailey going to come 3rd through that line.
And they're piling up after the flag stand. It's Todd Cray back there in 4th, Rupert Thompson, Eric Shearer, your top 6 are our championship contenders. Snyder, Thompson, and Shearer. So it's going to be Charbonnet winning the race, but it's going to be Nicholas Snyder with your Xfinity Championship here for the Gunr4sr Racing League to end the season. Let's see here. Go back and we'll pull up the full results here for you.
You see Snyder and Christian going to both burn it down here tonight as Christian going to walk away. I want to say it's Christian Charbonnet, but we could be wrong either. We could both be wrong at that
He's
part.
going to give us a Polish victory lap here, the Alan Kowicki lap here at Phoenix. I think
and that's awesome to see.
I think it was it at Phoenix when he first did that? I'm not even sure. It's that goes back a ways. I probably was watching that race live in was that 92? I think it was 92 actually. And Nick Snyder going to do the same thing.
I would have been -4.
Making me feel old again.
Nah, it's not old. It's called experienced. It's now the number 5 of Nick. Is the number 5 Nick Snyder going to do that Polish victory lap as well now?
Let's see if we got anybody waiting to get in the booth here with us. Let's see. All right, so that can be our championship. Your championship winner right there is going to be Nick Snyder. There we go. We'll bring up some. Let's see if we can get some racing action there on the backboard. All right, we're going to grab Nick Snyder. I think if I can grab him out of his room here, bring him up into. I don't see Charbonnet in there with us. Hey, Nick, got Chris and Jordan up here in the booth, buddy. You there with us?
Yes, sir.
Great run out there tonight, man. You did everything you had to do to win the championship. You looked like you were trying everything you could do to win the race there well at the end. Did you think you had anything for Christian?
Yes and no. I just once I got under a second, I started catching his dirty air, and it just was making me super loose. So I just backed off and just focused on the main thing. So it would have been interesting if I was been a little bit closer to put a little bit air on his left rear corner panel to get him loose, but I couldn't never get close enough.
Yeah, you're put late there in the race. You were setting fast lap after fast lap. Did you do anything different to the car to make it better on the long run?
Yeah, I cranked a bunch of brake bias to the rear to help with the tightness that I was struggling with.
Well, it looked like it worked out for you. So, hey, it's been a long season. You guys, I don't know how long you guys are going to take off here, but get yourself a little bit of rest. And congratulations on the championship. But hey, man, before we let you go, do you got anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys for taking your time on a Wednesday night to broadcast this race. It was a rough start, and also have to give a huge shout out to Eric for giving us a season to run, and even though we're all a pain in the ass sometimes, but yeah, thank you to him for doing what he does.
All right, well, congratulations once again. So we had our first race we covered with you guys this year, but happy to be here, and hopefully we'll get to see you a little bit more down the line.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, let's see if we can get Eric up here with us. Let's see. Eric, you got Chris Murphy and Jordan here in the booth with you, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Not too bad. A little bit of a rough start out there for us tonight, but it got cleaned up there towards the end. You were fighting there for that championship. What What do you think you could have done a little bit different? Is there anything you could have done different to get around Nick Schneider and get up there to the front?
Probably not sped on pit road. I sped on pit road at the stage break there. I still don't think I did, but guess I did, and it put me in the back. And by the time I got past a few of the slower guys, I didn't have any tires left to go get them. So um, then things may have been a little different if race them straight up. But yeah, it seems like once you wore a lot of the new of the tire off, just couldn't really go anywhere.
Yeah, the field dwindled down to us quickly. We started with 15 on the racetrack. I think only 7 finished. A little bit more attrition than we normally see here at Phoenix. It's nice and wide. You usually see a lot of wide racing without much problem.
Yeah. The track was a little tricky. It was tight, but then kind of snappy loose as well. But we had a lot of I wouldn't say aggressive drivers, but more spirited drivers, let's say. And yeah, there were a few wrecks early that kind of dwindled the field down for sure. But once the track gripped up a lot, once the sun went down, got in the nighttime.
Well, it's our first time being here with you tonight for the season. You guys take a few weeks off and come back.
We usually follow the NASCAR schedule, so we'll take the next few months off, and then our new season starts up in February, about when NASCAR does.
Well, really appreciate you having us with us, or whatever, inviting us into the to cover the championship race. It was a lot of fun here tonight. And before we let you go, do you want to give anybody you want to give a thanks to?
Just everyone in the league for racing in it. Been some fun racing. The Xfinity Series really kind of blossomed a little bit. Had some good drivers join us for the last season here. Been fun. But yeah, Hot Tamales for coming on board this year. Sport Clips, all our sponsors all year. The 22 machine was fun.
All right, well, Eric. Well, hopefully we'll see you again come February. And thanks once again.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys.
All right, Jordan. Let's take a look here at the results. Are you with me? Are you here with me, buddy?
Yep, still got you.
All right. So I'm gonna let you go
Let's
down the result board here.
All right. Yep. Christian Charbonneau is going to be your race winner here. Nicholas Snyder going to finish P2, but P1 in the championship standings. Zane Bailey had a dominant, second place run, as well as a dominant stage number 2. Going to come P3. Todd Cray up front all day long and had a solid car. Going to come P4. Rupert Thompson, after all the adversity he faced, going to finish P2 in the championship standings and finish P5 here on the night. Eric Sherwer going to come P6 with Reginald Harris coming in 7th. Reggie Packard in 8th. Rob Charbonneau in 9th with James Yerker in our 10th place spot, last in the championship standings. David Kamara going to come 11th with Shane Huffman in 12th. Ty Smith 13th. Patrick Desolinier, I hope I
probably better
don't
than I was
butcher
gonna do
that
with
too
it.
much. Going to finish 14th with Chad Ashley in 15th. Ryan Philbrick going to be in 16th. Chris Vickery going to be in 17th. And Richard Lovelace in 18th. Those last 3 drivers not taking the green flag here tonight.
Yeah, 15 cars started the race. Only I think 7 finished. Harris was the last car on the racetrack, 2 laps down. But some good racing here at Phoenix. Our first time working together here tonight. It's been a lot of fun, Jordan. Hopefully we get a chance to do this a little more often.
Absolutely. Ton of fun anytime you step in the broadcast booth. Even better when you jump in it with anyone in the Sim Racing Media crew. And hope to work with you in the future as well. I mean, it's always a ton of fun up here in the broadcast booth, nonetheless.
Yeah, so I'm Chris Murphy, Jordan Brockhill of Sim Racing Media. We got another show tomorrow night. First race of the season for the new, I think I don't know if it's a newly formed league, but it's new to us. The Ratfink Racing League going to be here tomorrow night. I don't even know what time. I don't even know who's going to broadcast it, but it's going to be here on Sim Racing Media. So, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get us out of here tonight. I really appreciate all you being out there with us. Appreciate Eric Shear and the Gunners League for having us. And Jordan, once again, buddy, it's just a pleasure working with you.
Absolutely. And before we go, as you walk the streets of life, remember, don't play in traffic.